On this trip, we travel to Burlington, Vermont. We will visit a farm where education is their largest crop. We will stay in a LEED-certified hotel that teams up with their local community and producers for all of their products. Learn how Burlington, Vermont recently became 100% fossil fuel-free for its electricity consumption. And we will talk with a leader in the movement to promote people-powered transportation and recreation for a healthy and sustainable community.
So Shelburne Farms is definitely unique. To begin with, we're a 1,400-acre working farm and forest. But our biggest crop of all is education, so that's that extra layer. We want to create a more sustainable future, and how can that place do that? Well, first of all, this is a place that's inspiring. We hope that when you come here, you are connected if you have some disconnection. Many people are concerned about what we're seeing around the world, which is what has been termed a nature deficit disorder. This is a place where you can come to rekindle their souls. And this is a place where there's a refreshing of the mind and the spirit. So you have that connection to the natural land.
We do hear things like, oh my gosh, how could you eat that lamb? Why wouldn't you just buy it in the store? And it's hard to hear, but it also makes what I do so much more meaningful, just being on the front line of me helping people make those connections. And you hear that from all ages.
There's a very easy disconnect that happens with food being available in supermarkets, and we don't necessarily know a farmer. If we do, we don't always know the work that goes into where our food and fiber come from. And I think it's important for us to know in order to make better and healthier choices for ourselves, for our own bodies, for our communities, and for the planet.
The inn at Shelburne Farms is nestled on the shores of Lake Champlain and was originally constructed in the early 19th century. The inn's renowned restaurant sources all of its food from the farm as well as other local vendors. All of its revenue supports the educational mission of the Shelburne Farms nonprofit organization. LEED certified with sustainability in mind at all turns, this hotel shows what can be done when working together with local vendors as partners.
Anything you see in this hotel, whether it's food or what's decorative items, or we always approach selecting these products with the idea of partnership with our suppliers. We want to show the best of like a local glass blower to a fifth generation woolen blanket company out of Johnson, who's been producing since 1842, to the local farm that delivers 60 duck eggs every day, to local pottery, and all of those again, and all of our hair products and our bath products, we spent a year working with a local company on developing those, and those are all made from organic materials that are not damaging, that are good for your health and your skin, and also do not leave traces behind in the environment. And that was extremely important to us, were these partnerships. And today these are still our partners, and their success is our success.
Along with 1,700 members and 350 plus volunteers, Local Motion sponsors workshops to support bike commuter programs, bicycle safety education, and bicycle recycling.
What we actually build on our streets is very important for inviting all ages and all abilities to walk and to bike. Burlington in 2011 adopted by a unanimous vote of the City Council complete streets legislation. So what this says is that each time we get to a point where we can plan for our streets, where we can do what are called scoping and corridor studies, we now as a community get to look at the opportunity to redesign our streets for all modes of transport. And in addition to the education and enthusiasm, the most important thing we can do is create a place where people feel safe. And we're incredibly fortunate in the city of Burlington that we have both the legislation in place that really requires us to consider this as we look at redesigning our streets, and that we have the commitment of the current administration, who stated a goal of making Burlington a gold city for both walking and biking. We're currently silver, which means we're doing a great job, but we have our sights set on gold.
As of the fall of 2014, Burlington, Vermont was the first city in the nation to become 100% fossil fuel free for its electricity consumption.
It's really an evolution in thought. I think what's happened here is the residents have gotten extremely involved in trying to make their views known. I'm trying to make sure the utility has their values at heart. And I think as a municipal utility, so we're a part of the city government, we've tried to do that. And what you've seen is now this accomplishment of getting our electric supply 100% non-fossil. It's kind of the first step, and it's a constant evolution, and it's something that is going to be going on for another 50 years as we try to move the rest of the economy in that direction.
Burlington, Vermont is one of many cities reinventing the idea of a sustainable community in a modern world.
Come here, be inspired by this place and by the work that's happening, but then go back to your own communities and see what the opportunities exist, because likely there's a lot of opportunities there already.
We truly believe that it's so important that our local community is our partner as well, that we hope to be a good citizen and a good neighbor.
And that as a result, we're going to have livable, sustainable communities that attract our young people, that are great places to raise your family, and are places where you want to age in place. And ultimately, that makes vibrant communities, economically strong communities where we all want to live.
Burlington is very vibrant, so surprisingly, you can go in this direction and actually support your economy and see it grow and expand. Even though it's difficult to balance all of the things you need to balance with finances and the environmental requirements, it can be done, and it can be done in a way that encourages growth in the economy and really supports the values of the community.
Thank you. Thank you, Burlington. Thank you, Burlington, always.